Hi everyone, welcome back. I've done this look for you today. It was a requested look. I'm really sorry that I can't remember the person who requested the look, but it's with the Makeup Revolution Pink Fizz Palette. The look was requested quite a long time ago, and it just does take me a little while to do looks because usually I upload scheduled videos in advance and film them in advance. So I've decided to go with a bold lip to complement the look, and I think this lip colour would complement a lot of shades in this palette. So if you have this palette and you're looking for a corresponding lipstick, do go for this one. It's Rimmel's 16, which is Heartbreaker. I've gone for quite a natural eye, but with liner you could vamp this up for evening, and obviously if you want to tone down, have a nude lip, that would go as well. The look, I find this palette to be lovely to work with. The colours are beautiful, soft. I've not had a lot of fallout, if any, with them. Pigmented. It smells really sweet and look girly, and it looks sweet and girly. So yeah, I'm really glad I got this palette. I feel like it's worth the money. I've done all of my face already when the tutorial starts, so contour, highlight, bronzer, foundation, powder, concealer, etc., blush, it's all on there. So today is just going to be eyes and lips. So if you do want to see how I got this look, then just keep watching. The first thing I'm going to do is take this really light sort of pinky transition shade. It's called Drink in the palette, because I did keep the little sheet for a change. It might not be the right transition shade for a lot of people, but for me, very fair and sort of neutral to cool toned, it's actually the absolute perfect transition shade. And I'm just using a no-named sort of angled contour brush, if you can see that. And I'm just popping that into the crease. Now I'm going to put my crease a bit higher, just like I do usually, because I have hooded eyes, and because it's a very light shade, I'm going to build it up in about 2 to 3 layers. Next I'm going to take this quite dark rich brown matte colour. The first colour was matte as well, and this colour is matte, and on the sheet it's called Pop. Bit of an odd colour because it's odd shade name. It's not a pop of colour or anything. I'm just going to take the teeniest bit on a 228 Lux crease. I've literally dabbed the end of the bristles in, and again I'm just going to map out where my crease would be if I had one. And I'm just going to make sure this is very light and very well blended. I'm just barely applying any pressure at all, and for this I'm just going to put one single layer. I've just realised I've managed to put a little bit more than I did on the other side, so I'm just going to even that out. I'm just going to take the original angled brush and just blend the transition and the crease shade together. Mainly here, this is mainly where I sort of get lines, where it's a little bit, I don't know if streaky is the right word, it's probably because my skin's not particularly tight, and I'm just going to go over the seams and make sure the edges are nice and blended too. I wonder when I look at this palette whether these two shades got mixed up and they meant to call this one Pop and this one Cork. It would make more sense, but the next shade I'm going to use is the shade Cork, which is a shimmery sort of taupey brown shade, and I'm taking it on Real Techniques shading brush. I'm going to use this shading brush for both the shades because I can do the darker shade on one side and the lighter shade on the other, and I'm sort of going to do a halo eye. So I'm just going to pack that. It's not very deep, it actually looks deeper in the pan to what it is in person. It's quite a shimmery sort of, when you get it on it shows up more taupey, more purple in it than what you see in the pan, in my opinion anyway. But I'm not tapping off the brush, and I'm getting next to no fallout on this shade, which is lovely. So I'm just going to pop that in the inner and the outer corner, hope you can see that alright. And I'm just going to take literally the ends of the bristles and just dab it in the shade and connect the two, but not on my lid, so try not to touch my lid at all. Now before I do any blending, I'm going to switch the brush over, so I'm using the other side, and I'm going to go in with the shade Elegant, which is this shade right here. just in case you're following it along and you haven't got your sheet. Now I'm also just going to dab my finger, literally just the tip of my finger, into this white shimmery shade called Bubbles just here. So just literally like that, and just pop that in the centre just to intensify the spotlight effect. And then I'm just going to take the original brush and do a bit of blending, just dabbing over the seams. I'm just going to go back in with a tiny bit of pop on our crease brush, just to bring a slight more definition in there. Now I did originally try this with no liner on the lower lashes and I couldn't get the colour to pop enough, so I'm going to use my Rimmel Scandal Eyes in Bronze, and I'm just going to really lightly apply the smallest line on my lower lash line. So I've done that off camera and I have put it in my waterline as well. I'm going to use this Pro 13 eyeshadow brush. I think I might have got this from Sainsbury's, and I'm going to dip it in this goldy colour called Party, so it's right there. I'm just going to try and get quite a bit of product on the end and just pack that on the lower lash line and smudge out the liner at the same time as we go. On the tip of the same brush, I'm just going to apply the tiniest dab, teeny tiny dab of pop, and just put that next to the lashes right on the outer corner. Now with what's left of cork on the 228, I'm just going to pick up a small amount of the original transition colour, mix it in with that, and that cork shade again was called Drink, and I'm just going to buff out the lower lash line. Okay, now for the highlighting, which is the step I tend to always forget. I have a brush here labelled Eyes. It's very similar to the Real Technique shading brush, and I think this might have been from Superdrug. And I'm just going to take this non-shimmery, so I wouldn't say it was matte, I think it's got a bit of a sheen to it, it's a bit of a satin finish, it's called Champers. I'm going to take that highlight shade and just highlight my brow bone. And then I'm going to take the shimmery highlight colour, which is called Pink Fizz, which is right here. And I'm going to take that, but I'm also going to mix it a little bit with this shade right here, which is a little bit lighter, which is called Flute. I'm going to pop that in the inner corners. I'm just going to take my Real Techniques Duo Fibre base brush and just make sure I've swept off any fallout. I'm going to apply one coat of my Manicadar eyelash primer, and on my lower lashes I'm going to apply Maybelline Lash Sensational in black, which is the same colour that I'm going to apply on my top lashes once the primer has dried. For lip liner, I've used Essence's lip liner in 11 in the nude, and I feel like a bold lip today, so I'm going to go with number 16 by Rimmel, which is Heartbreaker. I absolutely love this shade. It's not too opaque, it's not too sheer, and if you really wanted to branch into red lipsticks but they're a bit scary for you, but you have worn pink lipsticks in the past, this is perfect because it's a pinky red and it just helps to transition. I just think the shade is I just absolutely love it. This would go really nicely with the Naked 3 palette as well, or for example Neutrals versus Neutrals by Makeup Revolution, or for example the Chocolate Vice. It would go really nicely with that palette too. I've applied a second layer of mascara, but it's got a bit clumpy, so I'm going to wait for it to dry and then comb it through before I do the final look. So this is the finished look, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you to everyone subscribed, and thank you to whoever requested this video. I'm sorry that I've forgotten who you are, but I hope that it hasn't disappointed, and I'll see you all in the next one, guys. Bye!